Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me well. And we are now live, and it's just me. And happy Independence Day to all of you. Okay, so happy Independence Day sa inyo. And I don't know what independence. How much? Wait, sorry. I don't know what how many years. I know it's 100 plus. So someone help me. No, how many plus independence? I know we're celebrating our. I know it's 100 plus. I can't remember how many. But today we're gonna be showcasing local games, no, made by our local game designers that you can find in in our friendly local game store. So, before we get to that, let me share with you like what we do, even if I'm alone. Let me share with you a few games that I've played. Yesterday was game night for us, and I played Donut Shop. Let me see if I can pull it up here. It's from 25th Century Games. Oh, there it is. And it's a light family game, but I think you like it. No, we I played it with gamers, and we had the chill time playing it. We had a fun time playing it, relaxing time playing it. So if you have this, or if you're playing this, or if you've seen this, maybe you would want to check it out. And besides it being a nice game, nakakagutom din siya, lalo na pag nakita niyo yung art niya. So the whole time, sabi nga nila, ala, hindi na natin matatapos to, baka maubos na natin yung ano, yung mga pieces, no? So, yun yung game niya, donut shop. So what you do is basically you're just adding tiles into the center board, and then the more you add tiles, lalo na yung donuts, no? When you add a tile, you're gonna pick one donut from that tile, and then if it all the same colors of that donut that's connected to that tile, you're gonna score 5 cents, and cents are points, or money are points. So if you place it the right way, you might score at around 60 cents, 70 cents, 80 cents, and after you score, you have an option to box the donuts. But if you're gonna box the donuts, you need to have the appropriate cards that are needed to box it. So let's say you're gonna be boxing, in this example, you're gonna be boxing six donuts for additional 30 cents. You need to have all the order cards with the ones that you're gonna box. So if you're gonna box blue and white here, you need to have the blue and white cards. So play that until the cards or the donut orders, I mean donuts, run out, and whoever has the most points win. So looks really nice, no? Ayan, no? Ang ganda ng presentation nila. Ang ganda. Okay, so that's the first one. And the second thing that I played was 10 Penny Parks. 10 Penny Parks. I've been wanting to play this for some time now, and I heard good things. And yeah, it's also another relaxing, chill game that we've played. Again, it's I played it with gamers, so it's relatively easy, or not really easy. What I'm saying is, it's not that heavy. No, it's a polyomino game, and what you're trying to do is the main mechanic is worker placement. So in order for you to get the tiles, you need to have the in order for you to get those tiles or attractions, you need to go and place your worker on the spot where you can build. That one with the tent. Let's see if we can get a better version of the tent. Nope, that's not the better version of the tent. But you place your workers on the tent. It gives you for each area that it's facing. It has certain discounts or additional cost for the price of the attraction that you're gonna buy. So you buy the attraction, you add it to your board, and at the end of 5 rounds, whoever has the most points wins. I think why I like this is because you cannot. Usually, when you play polyomino games, you're trying to close off all the spaces where you're gonna place them. But in this game, you cannot place the attractions if it's gonna touch one whole side of another attraction or concessionaire. So it has to be edge to edge, diagonal, diagonal. So it's kind of frustrating because you're built to actually close off all the things, but he's telling you, nope, you can't do that. You can only do edges. That's how you can touch the other attractions. So we had a great time with this one. It's also a close game, surprisingly. But if you can find this, go get it. It looks really nice. And 10 penny parks. So if you're into that games, Isle of Cats, um, cartographers, the ones where you're just placing those Tetris tiles into the boards, you're gonna like it. Okay, so that's what I've been playing, and today we're gonna be watching something that Ron did for this episode, and it's about the feature on local games that we have. No, so we're gonna watch a video that Ron did, and we would like you to comment on it, and we're gonna share a few comments also on the local games. Because now there's a push on local games. So if you did not know, no, their Cool came out, and they have the local Filipino version of it, and it looks really nice, and it's gonna be mentioned here. So let me just load it up. Let's see if I can share it with you guys, and then we can talk about it some more. Okay, so let's see. So how about you? Have you what Filipino games do you have, and what Filipino themed or local themed games that you have that you'd like to share or you would like to play? So let's see. I loaded it already.
Variable Play, and welcome to another Pokken Game Night. I'm not really recording this in the morning because I have some appointments today. But today is June 12th, Philippine Independence Day. And of course, because it's our Independence Day, it's the perfect time to talk about Philippine themed games. So these games may not necessarily be made in the Philippines, but there would be some sort of influence from a Filipino designer or Filipino artist. And these are, and some of them are really produced here or produced by a local designer. Some of them would actually be my clips. One of them, I'm featuring one of them. So this is not a comprehensive list, mind you. There's so much more, and I'm hoping that the guys can share more later on. But I'll be talking a few games that I think you guys should check out, not only because it's today's that day, but also that these are quite good games and they've served me well at the gaming table, and I want to share them with you guys. Okay, so first up that we are going to look at is going to be a recent release. Not really a release, but I recently did a unboxing and sleeving of this. It's cool, which is not a Filipino design game, but this is in the Philippine theme. And cool is this social deduction game. You're trying to resist the oppressive regime. And in this game, they've redone the theme in the likes of and in the designs of Noli Me Tangere and the characters in Noli Me Tangere. We have here Crisostomo Ibarra. This is Maria Clara as the Contessa, and Padre Damaso as the Fraile. And or in this game, the ambassador. The art is done really nicely by Camille Chuatan.
Yeah, the art in
Leon.
this one
You
is
know what?
really
I
nice.
they transcribed this. I wonder if they let me just quickly look. I wonder if they mentioned who translated this. Normally, localization it would feature who did the translation. Um, Normally in the end credits. Uh, so design is by Ricky Tata by Lamame Games. Development, pag-unlad ng laro is Haig Tata and Sacha Tata. Um, Further analysis, pagsusuri, is all of Lamame. Graphic design is Camille Chuwatan. Aha! Malikhaing direksyon at pagsasaling, Dwayne Lemuel Galan. Dwayne,
Woo!
I knew they were gonna say it. So
Congratulations, Dwayne.
congratulations, Dwayne. You did the translation for this. This is so nice. Patnugot. So special mention. Ella Bugayon. Art, and we're gonna go into also another art, really nice art, which is Pawikan Patrol.
Cute
This is
turtles.
designed by Mikey Cuento
Hey,
and
Mikey.
illustrated by Patricia Ramos. Super adorable game. You can see it's all about saving the Pawikans, and you have these different uh, illustrations about trash that you need to clean up, some
Yeah, yeah.
predators that eats the
To remove it from
turtles.
the beach. It's a
You
memory
have,
game.
of course, the adult pawikan and the baby pawikan.
Cute.
This is the pawikan nest. Okay. So pawikans over there. So and then you have the different characters or personalities in the whole ecosystem of trying to save the pawikans in our shores. So you have our biologists, the volunteers, the police, and the fisher folk because they're very much needed to thwart the poachers. So there is a poacher in the game that are stealing these pawikans before they
Bad
really
guys.
go
Bad
into
persons.
their natural habitat and you know served illegally in trade. So Pawikan Patrol, super beautiful game. It's a semi-cooperative game. There's also some online, I believe, some online options already for solo and for um, cooperative modes. Game designer by Maki Kwento. That if there's something else, that means that he didn't design the words and everything else. Illustrator is Patricia Ramos, and the publisher is Ludus Distributors. This is still available, if I'm not
Yep.
mistaken. So do check this out. It's
You can
such
still
a
find
fantastic
them.
game. I'm gonna talk to you guys about a game I found in Shopee. Simply because I was so well, I met the team that's designing it, and they designed it, if I'm not mistaken, during the pandemic. They needed some sort of fun tool to just pass the time. It's a drinking game. Their first game is called something like Susuka di Susuko,
Yeah, we met the designers at
which is basically a
Manipopcon.
drinking game. It's a dare game. You draw a card, you read what it says. Either you're gonna end up drinking or having others drink. This is a little bit a step up, where they started to talk about interacting with your mobile device, um, which I found neat. Because, for example, so here's a challenge that you draw, and it's basically different challenges, quite random. There's not the whole objective of the game is to get drunk. Anyway, so in this case, for example, lahat ng 50% below ang charge ng battery shot, right? So if it's in the middle of the night or we in midnight, then everyone's gonna be drinking. Ilapag ang phone sa mesa, kada may notification, shot lahat ng makabalik sa'yo, hanggang makabalik sa'yo. So, this is hacking. The effects of the game is stacking. It's pretty straightforward. There's nothing much to it,
Right.
because it is straightforward. But they've went with interacting with your phone as a set of challenges, um, and that's that I found that it was an interesting take into the game. Uh, the boxes as is, the rules of it is here. So deck owner will start the game next ang nasa kanan niya. So this is playing to the right, instead of playing to the left. Remove isang cards, hindi na nabasa, bawal mag-pass. And then that's it. So then, some requirements when you start the game. Lahat ba may hawak ng cellphone? Lahat ba may dala or nakakonect sa Wi-Fi? Meron ba na palamig na inumin? Lahat mo ng nagtatanong kung hindi lahat ba mga kung hindi magiging KJ Killjoy. Ready na ba mag-shot kuno lahat? Yan. So kung oo ang sagot nyo lahat dito, let doom scrolling begin. Okay, the makers of this game will not be liable for your hangover tomorrow.
Of course.
Kaka-cellphone niya.
Disclaimer.
So, fun idea, more of an activity. But I wanted to talk about that because it's local designers trying to just have a stab at their at different game designs. I'm going to feature two other games
Ooh.
from the same group,
Classic
Balangay
old
Entertainment. This is their also under the Larong Ating group, but this is Bagani the card game. So don't be deceived with or intimidated or don't look at the theme right away. Maybe some of you are fans. Maybe some of you are fans of the competitive series. Whatever it is, it's fine. Look at it from a game mechanic perspective. This is practically a mini card game version, a variation of
Ticket to Ride.
Ticket to Ride, but
Yes.
working with poker hands. And so the general idea of the game is that you have these enemies you have to defeat. So you have these, and they're nicely illustrated. They're screen grabs, but they've been framed quite well. And then you have these your heroes. So your heroes, you're trying to build a set. So you're drafting these cards, kind of like a Ticket to Ride style of draft, and from those you will be building a set. Let me just see. So yeah, so you will have some sort of draw pile. These are the enemies. These, yeah. So you have some sort of draw pile. This is the market array for the heroes. This is the enemies that you have to defeat, and you're drafting them a la
Yes.
Ticket to Ride, grabbing some cards, and then
Forming a hand.
once you have a hand, and a hand is typical poker hands. You have Trio, you have the five of a kind, pairs, combos. But they have this special card, si Biyaya ni Apo, which is a wild, but at the same time, it gives you that sixth card that you can make a set. And then
Right.
so they basically generate an attack value that you can then use to defeat these enemies. And I believe you can even sort of create multiple hands to do so. So you're drafting a poker hand. So if you are into Pusoy Dos, and you want a little bit of a theme for your play group, if it's your family, this is a very approachable game that we really have quite a good success rate in teaching new players. And I pretty much use it like that because it's less intimidating. Oh, it's yung mga local na
Mhm.
artista. And so they would be a little bit more palatable in terms of getting it introduced. And to my fellow core gamers, try this out. You'd be surprised that there's quite a good game inside. So that
Yep,
is
yes, there
Bagani,
is.
that hard game. Mini Ticket to Ride. Okay, this one. is the revisit
Darna!
of um, Darna, ang nawawalang bato. Of course, this is inspired from, so it's taking from the line of games from Love Letter, where it's the framework of most of these games are the draw and play. So you normally would have one, two cards in your hand. You draw a card and then you decide and you play it and you follow the effects. You're in this. It's similar to Love Letter, but it's more similar to actually Lost Legacy than it is Love Letter. But the difference is you have, well, so this edition now has poker chips instead of what used to be cards. And so there's only one that is the actual baton of Darna. For the ones who are not familiar, Darna is a local um, superhero in the likes of also of Wonder Woman. So inspired of also in our Western culture. So uh, Marx Ravelo created the the hero Darna. Of
So,
course, very
local
personalized na.
Filipino
It's
heroes.
hindi innate ang power niya. Kailangan niya pang ng agimat to be able to reach her, to access her powers. Kind of like Shira, no? To a certain extent. This is from Larong Atin in
Dated na
Civil.
Shira,
This is a
Sir
signed
Ron.
copy from Marx himself. Marx. Because he's the Marx Roloda is the designer of this game and publisher si Nabalangay Entertainment. Alam ko developers na Nico of this game, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if they have some credits there. Credits. Darna and of course, the logo is for the Mars Ravelo comic characters. Game design is Marx Ruloda, and development is Nico. There you go. And producer publisher is Freddy Tan. The graphic artist is actually graphic design. Sorry, is Aaron Galzote, Nico, and Marx. And of course, the Mars Ravelo comics.
Mhm.
Kasi the art is coming from them. So, in Darna Nawawalang Bato, the gameplay is very simple. Everyone has a set of cards. They draw. They will play the card. If it's an enemy, it's an attack. They have to perform the effect. If it's a normal card, then you get to choose. Hindi ko lang siya fully na siya shuffle. Yeah. So for example, vulnerability, reveal one stone to everyone. So there will be, so these stones will be flipped down,
Shuffled.
shuffled. So
Right.
it will be shuffled, and a few will be in the center. Tapos everybody else will get a stone. So depending on the card, normally will tell you to reveal, to look at one of yours or look at somebody else's. More often than not, it's looking at somebody else's than it is looking directly at yours, looking at the one in the center, and then you'll be swapping um, tokens under the table just to sort of keep it random. So you're all searching, manipulating this set of really cool poker chips
Yep. High
as
quality.
the tokens of where
It's
is
like
the
Splendor.
Dana, and then after uh, first round of the game, then you can start shouting Darna. If you think that you have Darna, you just shout Darna. And if it is nope, it's not. But you can only shout the one that's in front of you. You cannot. So you have to manipulate the board state such that you're able to put the missing stone in front of you um, in order and shout Darna for you to win the game. So that is Darna ang nawawalang bato. You guys should try that out. Okay, feature naman ako ng game ko.
Yeah.
So this is watch
There you
list.
go.
Watch list is a cooperative time crunch game
Real time.
where you are searching for, so depending on what your role is, if you're the informant or the counter agents, and you're searching for um, certain characters in the game. So they are all so the colored, the black and white ones normally is what agents can see. And then meron targets tayo na kailangan i-complete. And these are hidden in different piles across the board. And players will be getting their own set, ng cards. And then it's real time. In 5 minutes, kailangan yung i-deduce nasan si Lolo, nakasama niya yung witch. And you do that by Pinoy Henyo style. You start asking, matanda ba to? Bata ba to? So, gusto mo na, matanda. Okay. Mag-isa lang ba siya? Hindi. May salamin? May salamin. The thing is that there's quite a lot of them that would have repeating elements in the game. That's
it's
part
not
of the
just
design.
one that's distinct.
Because you guys are here, I'm going to show you that in the game you can actually see there's a poster inside that is for the generation that is near mine. Nung panahon na meron pang panorama na magazine which comes on Sundays. Favorite ko yung A Slice of Life ni Larry Alcana. So when I designed this game, we sought for the any protege or anyone who has that line of and learn from Larry Alcaraz. So we found one, and that's the artist that we have. So our art is from Ruben Nacion, and of course this game is designed by me. There are, so you can see in the designer notes, ano yung mga concepts that I've tried with the game. Aside from that, I think copy editor dito is Reg. The box art is Jaja, and the graphic design is Jewel and
Goja and Jewel. Shout
Alvin.
out to you guys.
Jewel, John, Ben, and Alvin. Yan. So, okay. And yeah, so super cool because it's in 5 minutes you're done. But the really fun bit is that there are game modes that you guys can try out. And meron something that's gonna happen with this game that I can't really say yet.
Ooh.
But watch list. Watch out for our streams because there might be something good that will happen with this game. Okay, so I guess all I can say about that. Pero I'm really excited kaya finiture ko na rin siya. And if you haven't tried it, it's quite cheap. And recently, Mikey taught this to some families that suffered in this line, and they hindi ko nga alam kung paano niya napulo. Naituro niya yung game na napalaro niya sa mga pamilya. But pulled it off and was able to still start learning and sort of processing that. So yun, plays 2 to 7 players in 5 minutes. Okay, last.
Oh, that's a big box.
Yan. I opened this and sleeved this and unboxed this a few months ago. People Power on February kasi People Power. Insurgency, in the Philippines, 1981 to 1986. It's focused on that last bit in road to the declaration natin na end of martial law. And this game is a coin game, counterinsurgents framework. And what's really, really cool about it, it has this sort of decision board when you are taking your turn and you're playing your card. Sorry, you don't even play the card. The card that was drawn, you're deciding paano mo siya gagamitin. You're setting your token in these, and it will determine whether you're taking the event and the action or and other things. And you are playing 3 factions in this game. One faction is the government. So you have you have the government, the opposition, and the resistance. So if you're supportive of the government, if you're opposing it, and if you're in the NPAs. What's really interesting with this game, 2 of them lang ang may capability for military actions. This is a counterinsurgents game, pero isa dito, hindi kaya ng violence. So, how do you win? How do you win? They have different objectives on how they win. There's a track that you go around, and you're trying to gain either outposts or get support tokens on the board, or simply amass enough resources for your next election. Different ways of winning, but plays around 2 to 3 hours. The explanation is a little bit longer, pero grabe ang ganda ng mechanics, ng team, and if you're already in the generation that you're not too familiar with this history, which is a big part of our history, definitely um, to check it out, because a lot of Filipinos fought for our freedom from
Yes.
1521 to
Salamat po.
to today's time, and we're
Mabuhay ang
constantly
Pilipinas.
fighting for our freedom, because that's how the world works. And so yun. Thank you very much for joining me. Please do check. Sorry, ang designer to is si Sir Kenneth Lee, published by GMT Games. Someday, di ko lang po kakayanin ko makadesign ng GMT game.
Hopefully.
Pero mali nyo. Okay, so there you have it. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me, and to you guys. Bye.
All right. Cool. So there you go. That's Ron featuring all of the, well, not all, but mostly the Filipino games that we have right now, and we'd like to hear from you. Ako, I have a few of them, no? So mostly larong ating games, because they're my friends. Like I have a Weekend Patrol, I have Ron's games, watch list. I have that one too. I have Quotes and Verses, the first one. I also have, of course, Folded Wishes. I have that also. So I also have the one by I forgot the name. It's Dungeon. Um, I forgot what it's called. Someone help me. But it's I have that too. It's a mixture of Welcome to the Dungeon and another game. I also have I had Darna. I had Darna. I also gave it out for Christmas to my friends and they enjoyed it. And the other game, I forgot what it is, but the one where you're spelling with the Alibata, I forgot what the name is. I also have that here. So, Philippine games are starting to now crowd are they're not crowd. They're making their own, carving a slice or their niche in the gaming scene. Also, Tom's um I forget Hugot. There, we played that also. My friends love that also. But congratulations to our Philippine designers who's now having their own space and slowly growing their own space in the board game, especially in the Philippines, and with the remakes or reskins of other games. Also, it helps in pushing our designers and our artists into that forefront, no? Because recently we had Bacon and Singapore had Origame, and they went here and they had these games that they sold, and I think we're almost there, no? Konti na lang, we're also gonna be doing the same thing, and I know our designers and our publishers are working hard to do that also, no? So they're joining the Asia Board Game Fest and sending out our games, and good we have good reactions and good suggestions from foreign designers also. So we're getting there, and we need your support. And those games, you might think na it's Filipino made, ganto ganto lang, no? Some of us will think that way, but no, like those games, if you really dig deep into it, or you just really play it seriously, lalo na for core gamers, there's gonna be games there, lalo na tayo na we gamify the game, di ba? Parang simple na nga lang, tapos siniseryoso pa natin. But kahit seryosohin nyo yung games na yon, you're gonna get your worth, no, when you're playing those games. Like Ron was mentioning earlier, Bagani. Yes, there is a game there even for core gamers, and a lot of our Filipino games or reskins or designers are doing the same thing, and it looks really promising for the Philippine board game scene. So we need your help, and if you're designing on, and if you want help with those, or you also want to be a game designer, you can look for those guys. No, Ron in Variable Play. You can message him. Larong Atin with Nick. Larong Atin with Sir Freddy and Nick and Balangay Entertainment and also Unpub. No, I think they're the ones who run it also, so they can give you a big help with that one. I also know Kawangi's Comics, a friend of mine also, Arya and the team from that group are also doing their own designs. No, Anyare was also from them. So that's also about Philippine history. And Faye, no, yung asawa ni Arya, they do the illustrations and they do that. So there are a lot of Filipino games out there, and you might want to try all of those, no? Like yun ngang doom scrolling, yung susuko at hindi susuko, di ba? Even if it's like that, but it's a designer trying to experiment new things, no? And in the Filipino market, and more power to you guys, no? And hopefully we also get recognized internationally on how good we are as designers. So there you go. Happy Independence Day, everyone. And support more local games, support more local designers and publishers and the games that they have. So I know today is game day because it's a holiday. Kaya enjoy your games also. But when you get to watch this, please type in your comments and we'd like to hear and read from you also. So until then, guys, thank you for joining us. And this is Denmark from Open Game Night and Variable Play. Until next time, play more old games. Enjoy. Bye.